after the final whistle. So Brady has now earned a shot at his 5th Super Bowl title. Fills up a whole hand. One for the thumb, as they used to say in Pittsburgh. Does that change in any way, add to his legacy, change how you put him on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks?
At this particular point, win or lose in the Super Bowl, he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Was he before yesterday?
To me, he was 1B,
oh.
right behind Joe Montana. Now, it's something to be said to play in 12 AFC Championship games, now 7 Super Bowls. The man is 4-2 going into his 7th Super Bowl, and the 2 losses, he was winning the game before 2 minutes to go in the game. It was great plays by Eli Manning, and if it was Manningham or if it was David Tyree, that's something he can't control. The things that he's been able to do throughout his career, and now at 39 years old, I think hands down you have to give him credit, because it's not about so much of the passing yards that we see guys like Dan Marino or guys like Peyton Manning put up, because he hasn't played with Hall of Fame wide receivers. He played with one receiver, and that being Randy Moss. Can we say that Wes Welker's a Hall of Famer? No. Can we say Julian Edelman is a future Hall of Famer? No, we can't say that. Can we say Gronkowski? No, we really can't say that, because we don't know if this could be the end of his career. But what they do offensively is best suited for a guy like Tom Brady and the guys that are around him. Now, it's funny to me, and we just kind of had this argument on a couple shows that I was on. Why is it that we always link Bill Belichick to Tom Brady's success and his legacy? They're 2 different guys. We never really bring up any coach with Peyton Manning, and we won't bring up anybody when it comes to Joe Montana, when we can bring Bill Walsh up. Tom Brady has done this, not by himself, but as a quarterback in this league, and to do it for so long, he needs to have a separate type of category when it comes to his greatness.
Greatest for you?
Yes. If he wins this one, this makes 5. And I think Donovan makes a great point. All great leaders or great men, and especially at the quarterback position, in my opinion, the surrounding cast, do you make the surrounding cast better? He's been able to do that. Yeah. His whole career. It doesn't matter what pieces he has, they function well in this offense. He can also do this with this offense. It has changed over the years. It has been 2 tight end driven. It's been running back driven. It's been 4 wide receivers driven. The one thing that's constant with this offense, they need a slot receiver.
Yes.
He's the starter of the offense. He's the guy. Yeah. People say, well, why is that always on a 5-yard pass? Well, because now it's 2nd and 5.
Yeah.
Now the chains move. He needs a seam runner. They lost Gronk. Seam runner showed up yesterday. Hogan. He was the seam runner. And so when you watch this offense, whatever it may morph into, those are the 2 critical spots. Slot guy, who's going to run the seams for me?
Brady yesterday was throwing to some wide open receivers.
Well, yes.
I mean, who gets credit for that? Is that Josh McDaniels?
That's just bad defense. That's the 3-4 defense, with the cover 3 behind it. You're not getting pressure on the quarterback. There are lanes that are open. There's soft corners. You can throw outside or you can throw down the hash. What they like to do in New England is they utilize that slot receiver versus that linebacker or that safety that comes down on the hash. And if he's not open, then the guy outside of him is wide open. That's why you see Mitchell catch that out of bounds, outcut, but he stepped out of bounds. That's why you see Hogan standing there in the zone. Then all of a sudden, give credit to Josh McDaniels with the flea flick. Yes. Knowing that they have aggressive safeties in Mitchell, show the run, get over the top, and have Hogan wide open. And also on the other side, Julian Edelman was wide open, ran right past the corner. So I think it's a little bit of what New England has been able to do with their talent that they have, but also Josh McDaniels has had a great year with his play calling with Garoppolo, Brissett, and then having his star back and to still keep the train moving.
Yeah, and when you think about Pittsburgh, not a lot of pressure. And if you play zone in the back end, the pressure and the coverage have to match up. And when you play that type of defense, zones in the back end, you have to have great eyes.